Starburns Audio.
Thank you for listening to the Starburns Audio Podcast Network. We have so many great comedy shows to add to your playlist. Just last week on Starburns Audio, on the Season 2 premiere of Humans Who Make Games, Adam Conover talks to comedian Ron Funches and Jean Goudon, creative director of the Assassin's Creed series. On Boogie Monster, Kyle Kinane and Dave Stone share a perfect recipe for the quarantined cook. This week on Profiles and Eccentricity, they cover the history of the Khorasan Unity cult, folks for whom a flat earth is ridiculous because they believe it's really a concave shell. Search Starburns Audio on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any podcast platform for our full list of shows, featuring hosts like Joe Coy, Amanda Seals, Jessica Chobot, and Jackie Johnson. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Starburns Audio. Enjoy the show. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep laughing.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-host Arm and Dan. Benders, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits the funny hits and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population Nealon. Kevin Nealon. Kevin Nealon joins us on the show. The great Kevin Nealon. How are you, sir?
Thank you. Thank you for the great Kevin Nealon intro. I've been getting legendary lately.
Oh, okay. Did we not?
Right.
We didn't. We bumped it down a little bit.
We'll up it in post.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Can we raise it up? Raise yours? Can we get a little more legend in Kevin's mic, if that's possible?
I don't know that legendary, though, is a compliment. To me, it kind of sounds like you've been around a long time.
Yeah, that's like a once great thing.
We've seen all your tricks.
That's like when people say to us, you guys work really hard. I'm like, I don't know how to take that. That's like the guys who have, we're like the guys who have the most minor league home runs in the history of like the sport.
It doesn't come easy to you guys. You work hard.
Hey.
And it shows.
Thank you, Nealon.
You can really see you doing that.
No,
work
I'm just.
You can really see the strings, guys.
Riffing with what they said where you work hard. I don't think it's true. I don't think you work hard at all.
Wait a minute.
Hey. I think I can't win here. Everything I say is
you say is right on the money. Well, here's what we believe. We believe the world is getting dumber. I don't know, or dumb is getting louder, or dumb and smarter. Do you feel like the world's getting dumber?
No, I think we're finding out that the world is dumber. They've
so
always
it's been dumb,
yes.
and now we just have more access to the dumbness.
Exactly.
It's very front of plate right now. It's there. You can see
the problem is we're giving access to these dumb people.
So we shouldn't give access. So we shouldn't even be doing this podcast.
Well, I don't consider you guys dumb.
Yeah, no, but we're about to shine the light on some dumbness and try and understand it
by making fun of it.
Right. And so our dumb boots on the ground, our D-Bugs, send us the lovely stories, and we've not heard them. You've not heard them. Dan has barely read them. Mm-hmm. Let's get into one right now. Kevin Nealon is here.
All right, ready?
The legendary Kevin Nealon is here.
Come on. Legendary.
He's been doing it for so long.
The dinosaur is here.
The historic Kevin Nealon has joined us.
The relic is arrived.
The ancient... I just blew all the dust off of Kevin Nealon. He is ready to rock.
This is sent in by Brian Fergus at Brian Fergus, Brian.
He is who he said he was.
Fergus.
Thanks, dude.
Elk River Man.
Maine?
Man.
An Elk River man.
Yep.
A dude from Elk River.
I'm going to say that's in Wyoming. He spelled out his crime and asked for all the money in the Beaudry Express cash register. He did this via a game of Scrabble.
Okay. So is he playing Scrabble at a bank? Where is he doing this?
I don't know.
Okay.
He spelled out his crime and asked for all the money via Scrabble tiles.
Oh.
So he went into a bank
instead of handing a note that says, "I have a gun."
Let's
go
saying
do this.
it.
Here's a guy who's not in a hurry.
Yes.
at all. He's like, he walks up, he's like, give me just 1 sec, I got to get this.
Let me.
And how bad would it have been if he was almost had it completed and he goes, I need a vowel.
Or he used a blank one.
A blank space.
You have to figure out. That is a wild one. I can use that for anything. I won't get the points, but
Did he put it on the little grid?
Holder?
The holder, and then turned it around when he was done?
No, I hope that he had like that Crown Royal bag that they all come in and dump those out. Then he had to like move it around. The person's like, what do you need, sir?
But Kevin's idea of the reveal is kind of that. Definitely, there was like that's dramatic. It's like
he grabs it opposite hand so that he can spin it around, and be like, huh?
Here we go.
But if she write out no with the 2 extra ones,
and she was on triple word score, so now he owes her 3 times.
Man.
Damn.
In a game of Scrabble, an Elk River man would have gotten at least 14 points for the word. I love that the person who wrote
the
this
newspaper
is
was like,
much?
Let me figure that out.
give me your money.
I don't know if you even said all that. In the game of life, however,
Give it up.
Brian Groth, Groth.
By the way, very good wine.
Very
wine.
Groth. Brian Groth is looking at up to 2.5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine. Groth was charged on August.
If the judge were funny, he would say, "We're going to triple that fine."
I didn't realize Scrabble came with fines.
Me either.
Yeah.
You're not playing it the right way.
It's a hardcore way to play it. Goth was charged on August 22nd in Shelburne County 10th District Court with attempted robbery after he held up a convenience store clerk with a Scrabble tray filled with the letters
Nealon was right.
robbery. So now they're like, you're doing it? It just said ROBBERY.
There's one happening somewhere?
Yeah,
I know. And do you think that he was like...
Or these prices are highway robbery.
Yeah.
Sometimes people say that.
He either got this
$2
idea
for
and did it as a
Suzuki.
dick or got this idea and thought he was a genius.
Are there exclamation points in Scrabble?
No.
Just on
No
your own
punctuation.
delivery of it.
Yeah, but the idea
He
of...
raised his eyebrows when he turned it.
No.
That's an exclamation.
There's your
Yeah.
exclamation point.
But he's committed that he can't
Can't say a
anything.
word.
He's
Right.
like, I do my talking through the tiles.
I do my talking.
he have
Talk to the tiles?
Did he have the gloves on so that fingerprints wouldn't be all over the
100%.
tiles?
No, I don't know.
Oh, he's so great if he had...
Oh, you weren't there.
No,
Dan was not there.
This took place at about 8:30 p.m. That is early for a convenience store robbery.
That's a bold move.
That shift is not used to getting robbed. The midnight graveyard shift is like any person comes
Element
in.
of surprise. Element of surprise. I like
Smart.
it. And
expect
Scrabble.
it.
Everything was surprise.
It was the element of
Because if you're
Scrabble.
working at a convenience store at like 3:27 in the morning, anyone who walks in, you're like, we're getting robbed. You're here to rob us? But 8:30 p.m., you don't see that coming.
I mean, if he does go to jail...
Can you
he's
rob
going-
somebody with a Monopoly game?
I don't know.
How would you do it?
You can do it with the top hat and you can do it with the dog, but you can't do it with anything
thimble.
Why
else.
not?
You
Couldn't
can't
you
do the thimble.
couldn't you walk up to the counter, put a little hotel on it, and be like, "You've landed here. I
It's
need
mine.
all the money."
How about you save that get out of jail free card?
You hand that to the cops if they come to you.
The Scrabble guy had that in his pocket. He probably got this just
Wrong
in case.
game. That's a wrong game.
No, if you're gonna lean in on your board game getting you in and out of prison,
Why not?
lean
And
way
Why
why
in.
not?
puts a little thing in there, the little sorry piece, just as if to apologize. Here we go.
This is what he did. He came into the store that night and approached the main register and placed his word tray on the counter, according to the criminal complaint.
Spun it around.
The Beaudry Express clerk from Elk River, who was working alone in the store at the time of the incident, told police she immediately felt threatened, and when she looked down at the letters, asked him if he was serious. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
He set it up, and the person's like, "Are you? This is real?"
Because...
And he's like,
Did he have another tray with yes on it? He had all prepared
Yeah,
trays.
everything.
Are they glued on?
Right.
know.
they have to
Well,
be
he
glued
could get the
on.
Y and the E out of robbery. I'm trying to think of what other
He
words.
spelled it ROBURY.
Yes, 100%.
Robbery.
Yes.
Robbery.
Was that rubbery? I don't understand what you're...
No, I meant Burberry. You guys
Burberry.
don't
Oh,
get
do you
it?
have no Burberry here?
No
It's a
Burberry? Okay,
No.
sorry.
convenience store.
Groth told her, quote, "Take all the money out of the till." Well, if you're going to start talking, why are we even doing the goddamn Scrabble
Yeah,
thing in
exactly.
the first place?
You pick a choice, like pick a communication lane.
He
and
should have
stand.
made up his own crossword puzzle that they have to fill out that if they do correctly says, "I'm trying to rob you."
9 down.
Is he in prison now playing Scrabble?
He has to be,
He's had a
right?
hard Scrabble
The
life.
first thing is robbery.
It has to be.
Did you say he had a hard Scrabble life?
A hard Scrabble upbringing.
She asked him again, "Are you serious?" Then he said, "Ha ha, I got you," and picked up his letter tray and his letters that were glued to it.
You were
and
right,
walked
Nealon.
out of the store.
There you go.
Oh, so he didn't rob them.
He tried.
He tried
She kept
to.
asking, "Are you serious?" And then he called an audible on his own crime and went, "Ha ha ha, I got you. And
That's-
then grabbed the tray, which the tiles were glued to the tray. So now you've ruined a game of Scrabble.
But he got 2 years for that?
He could get 2 years for
Wow,
it.
2 years?
that's I
2.5
doubt he gets-
and a
I doubt he gets the
$5,000
full. I
fine.
doubt he gets the full time.
There's a convenience store. How tall was he? What color?
I have no idea.
Well, on the doorway, there's different colors for height.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Yes.
What is that about?
I'm
is
red.
that?
I'm in the red.
Are you the
you
red?
red?
Nealon, you're tall.
You're red alert.
You are in the red.
Wait, what is that, by the way?
That's
I don't-
door frame, top of the door
Is it
frame.
so
Yeah.
that
Top
they-
of the door frame.
It's either
You've
red
always
or
been
his
top.
blood. I'm not sure. Maybe it's my own
Yeah.
blood. That is the thing.
It is red because just guys just keep hitting their head on the thing.
The clerk said she did not give the man any money, and she gave police a detailed description of the man, which included a stick-on fake tattoo of lips on his right cheek.
Rolling Stones.
I know, he's a big fan. He had just come from the concert.
Start
So
him
this
up.
guy, that means he either, in addition to being like, here's the best way to rob somebody, I'm going to just put in these tiles in front of them.
By the
if
way,
they get it, I'll
I'm
get
just
the money.
saying-
If they don't get it, I can be like, oh, I was joking. Obviously, you robbed somebody. And I'll throw off a way to identify me by putting a fake tattoo on my
meaning
face.
you take it off and then no one will know it's you.
Yeah.
Right.
The truth of the matter is, we work, Jason and I, at convenience store at gas stations
stations.
that had convenience stores in them. Summer between our senior year of high school and college. And this woman just standing up to a guy
Yeah.
is that shows far more initiative than anybody who worked at the ever
You guys
worked
have
the
never
register.
been mugged, right?
No, we've not
Have you,
been
Kevin?
mugged.
Have you been mugged?
No,
Me
never.
either.
Even all your years
I've
of
mugged people.
You've
Oh yeah, you
That's a given, I feel like.
fact.
Yeah.
even all your years living in New York. No,
Never, because I have a good sense of I have good instinct. I stay out of the bad places.
That's it. But I mean, okay, so SNL, your days of SNL, you come out of the party, it's like 5 a.m, 6 a.m. It's a rough time wherever you are in there. You're gonna probably encounter some people at that point in time. That never
Well, he
happened.
I never
mugged
saw
them.
anybody. Never
he
saw
mugged
anybody.
them. He told
He
me.
mugged people.
Yeah.
No,
So
but
you made money out of
If
it.
someone
No, I
ca-
was lucky. I was lucky.
if someone came into me and said, "Give me everything in the register," when I was working at the gas station and I was alone, I'd be like, "Okay, what else you want?
Yeah.
You want some
You want
food?
a Sprite?
You want a lotto?
You want a
Lotto
lotto? You want
ticket?
some
the lotto
Sprite?
ticket.
You should get the lotto.
You want some Benson and Hedges menthol ultralight 100 cigarettes? I got those.
Get those.
Oh, yeah, that's
All of them.
The Sklar's knew everybody's cigarettes before.
When they'd walk in, there would be like you'd be standing there, it'd be
There's
like
a nurse and I'm
Marlboro
like,
Red Box.
Nurse, I'm like Eve 120s. Come on, I got you.
Elk River
I got
police viewed surveillance video which captured the suspect and the green Chevy Lumina that he left in.
If you are going to rob a convenience store, a green Chevy Lumina.
That's a
memorable.
crime
It's
car.
a little thing we call nondescript.
Yeah.
That's how they sell that car on
Yeah.
TV.
Oh, yeah.
How would you describe it?
Very nondescript. That's
We
the
did a
most
story once
descriptive
where a
word.
guy committed a crime in a silver Dodge Challenger with black racing stripes. I'm like, that's too
Dummy.
You need a Toyota Camry from 2001 to 2004. That's your
Toyota
car.
Camry is like a ghost of a car. You're like, was that parked here?
How did he leave? I don't remember how. I
remember how he
watched
got
him
in.
leave, and I don't even know what he was driving.
Yeah.
I saw a Jeep the other day. It was, I don't know what kind it was, Jeep Cherokee maybe. It was all chrome.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
in the
how
sun?
hot does that get in
that's
the
in the
sun?
summertime.
Somebody open the door, please.
And also, doesn't like bouncing off that on the freeway? Aren't you going to cause accidents?
I would
Yes.
think so.
Yeah.
That is I've seen that on a Mercedes
SUV.
SUV.
Yeah. Oh,
the
come on.
boxy one. You know the one I'm talking about?
G500.
Maybe
love
that's what
those
it
cars.
was. Maybe it was a Mercedes.
I think it's a Mercedes. I've seen
think
that on a
that was
Mercedes.
it,
It's
maybe.
It does feel a
insane.
little bit too much.
Come on.
This feels dangerous. So anyway, they saw him leaving his Lumina. On August 20th, an Elk River officer stopped a Lumina matching the vehicle description from the crime, and a
nondescript.
passenger in the vehicle
Nondescript description.
matched the physical description down to the fake tattoo.
He
Still had the fake tattoo.
Take that off as soon as you leave, man.
This guy.
What'd you put it on there for?
How
Did
do we
you-
know it was a fake tattoo and the clerk didn't kiss him goodbye or something?
Yeah,
She
and
said
that
it was
stayed on
fake.
there.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fake tattoo too.
Yeah.
If you have a pair of lips on you in prison, what does that mean?
don't know.
Teardrop means
Probably
you
where
killed.
is
Teardrop
it?
means you
Where is
killed
it?
someone in prison.
Where are the lips?
Where are the lips?
That's a good point. That's a good
The
point.
driver of the vehicle was an adult female because our
Oh, a
friend,
getaway.
our friend
Getaway
was
driver?
the passenger.
Oh,
Getaway
good,
driver.
good,
yeah.
good.
She
That's
told
classy.
police she let Groff borrow her car at about 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. that same night, and he told her he had robbed a gas station, but then told her he was just kidding. His whole thing is predicated on I'm going to try and
I'm just gonna dip a toe in the water. This is like when like a senator like taps underneath the thing and under the bathroom stall just to be like, "Are you in for this?" And
Right.
then
And if
if they're not, if they tap back, then they're in. If
Right.
they're not,
So
then
he
you
tests
move
the
on.
waters, but then he tells people like, "What'd you do tonight? Robbed a bank? Really? Just kidding.
No.
Hey, give me all the
Are
money
you
in the register.
serious?
Are you serious?
No,
No, just kidding.
no.
You need to commit to something. He can't even commit to a tattoo.
How
can't even-
sad is it for him on April Fool's Day? Nobody believes him.
Never.
Nobody.
No one's ever believed
You're not
him.
kidding me again.
He's setting himself up for a lifetime
Brian,
of people not buying.
Brian Groth.
Crying wolf.
He was
Crying
charged
Groth.
on August 22nd. He was charged on August 22nd with attempted theft, which speaks to the individual who does an act that is a substantial step towards commission of a crime by taking, using, transferring, concealing, or retaining possession of movable property. Well, they got really deep into this. The maximum sentence is 2.5 years, so I don't think he's been sentenced.
He's
No
not
way
getting
is he
that.
getting 2.5 years.
I just wish he could commit, man. Commit. You know,
I
the
think he
person
should-
driving the car is a girlfriend he's had for 7 years. Like, what do you want out of this?
She's like, "Come on, shit or get off the
What
boat."
are we doing here?
Will you marry me? Really? Just joking. Just
got
kidding.
you.
Yeah.
Are you serious? No.
All right, I'm going to ask you guys now, based off everything that you know, how old is Brian Groth?
Too much fun leaves marks in life. Living hard, you'll pay the price. Who is gonna get it right? Guess the age. Guess the age.
Kevin, you are a guest. You can go first, Tig, which is second, or third.
I'm going to go first.
Okay.
I'm going to lay it down. Can they match my age?
No, they won't
guess?
say the same number.
We won't ever say the
And
same.
it's closest to it. You
it.
can be over it. It's just
Doesn't
closest to
matter.
it.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead with 27.
27.
Okay.
Why do you think 27?
Because he's lived long enough. He doesn't have a job.
Right.
And he's just tired of it. And,
Yep.
You know,
Okay. So
Okay.
5 years out in the world. I'm assuming he went to college.
Why? You really
He tried to do it with
you
Scrabble.
really went to college?
No.
Scrabble.
Just kidding.
Junior college? No.
Jason or Randy?
Didn't we do an episode of Scrabble on Cheap Seats, our show on ESPN Classic? A Scrabble
competitive
episode.
Scrabble.
And the announcer
Isn't
was
that what it always is?
Yeah, described to the guy. He said he's looking at his rack and drawing a blank. And we said, this is in 2004. I wonder who else is looking at a rack and drawing a blank. And we
And they
brought
put
up
a picture of
George
President Bush.
I'm gonna say that he is 22 years old.
22 years old from Jason Sklar. Randy says
Girlfriend in Illumina says 22. Says 22.
We're all in the 20s right here.
36.
36. from Randy
36. He's
Sklar.
kind of like, he's really at his wit's end.
Okay.
He's like, I need this
So Randy
money.
says 36. Jason says 22.
And he's been with this girl for 12 years.
12 years?
Lumina, 12
Oh, I didn't
years.
know that.
No, we made that up.
I'm making it
Kevin,
up. Oh.
Kevin says 27. All right.
Did I say 27?
Yeah.
I did.
One of you is exactly right.
Wow.
Okay, now Kevin, this is
I think because you asked us how old he is, you're probably right with the 36.
Well,
Okay,
that's
so
we're
now
gonna
we're
go to the
gonna do
next
the
level
second
of this game. When
So-
someone gets it exactly right, we
you
now
get to
play
guess
who's
who do
right.
you think is right.
So Kevin, who do you
it's
think
me.
is right?
So Kevin thinks it's me.
Okay,
Jason.
I think it's me.
Okay, Randy.
I agree with Kevin. I think it's me.
Okay. Townies, get your answers in right now. We're going to get out of this first story on this because Brian Groth, the man who glued Scrabble tiles to a tray, as predicted by Kevin Nealon.
As his robbing technique.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tried to say he was joking about robbing a convenience store at 8:30, which is too early to do that in my opinion, and escaped in
Everything
a
was
Chevy
wrong.
Lumina that
a
he borrowed
green Chevy Lumina.
Borrowed
From a
his-
friend.
His girlfriend.
is 27 years old.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself, Kevin. That is the
Nailed it,
Nicely
sir.
done,
Out the
sir.
gate. Out the gate.
Have you done this
Nealon.
before?
I could be a cop.
That's
I
right.
could
Should be a
investigator.
cop.
We're looking for a 27-year-old. Sir, how do you know that? We haven't even done anything.
know.
He's in the red.
He's that tall. All right, there you go. One story
That's one
down.
story.
Kevin Nealon's with us. We'll be back with more Dumb People Town right after this.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
It's a trying time that challenges all of our basic assumptions. However, one thing that brings us all together is our common humanity. Now, more than ever, teams must come together and work together to solve big challenges. And Trello is here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format. Plus, tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Teams of all shapes and sizes and companies like Google, Fender, and even Costco all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. With Trello, you can work with your team wherever you are, whether it's at home or in an office. No matter what device you're using, computer, tablet, or phone, Trello syncs across all of them, so you can stay up to date on all the things your team cares about. Keep your workflow going from wherever you are with Trello. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Trello.com.
Hey, welcome back to DPT, Dumb People Town. We did Kevin Nealon's show at
Laugh Factory.
Laugh Factory. It was so much fun. You do a set, and then you get interviewed by him. You do that every month?
Once a month, like
Once
on
a month.
Tuesday, yeah.
It is so much fun.
Are you still doing the hiking with Kevin?
Yeah, I do Hiking with Kevin. That's on every
So
Thursday
great,
on
man.
YouTube. Thank you.
I love it. I love
Thank
it.
you.
Where do you
And-
guys? Do you always hike the same place?
No.
Okay,
No,
yeah, I
we
didn't
hike
think so.
Different. Although I have hiked on the same trail before. I find a trail that's close to people, that's convenient to them.
And then you hike.
Where's your favorite place to hike in LA? You've probably now done so many
I
different hikes.
have done a lot.
There's
of
some
hikes.
There's
good
good
ones.
hikes on the west side. There's
West side.
great
Yeah,
hikes.
Temescal is a popular one for me because it's close to my house. But Solstice Canyon is nice in Malibu.
Ooh, nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Very
but
good.
when you get to Malibu, people get murdered up in those trails.
Yeah,
so you gotta watch out
yeah,
for that.
and
Bad
you
things
are the
happen.
one doing the murdering. So
Afraid to
that's
say
again.
I had that Scrabble style
We're
thing,
learning
murder.
so much. We're learning so much about you. And you beat someone to death with the Scrabble thing.
Yes, with the tray. Because
You
everything
could-
was
tied to it.
You could do that. Yeah, it's a great show. People should check that out. If
And
they haven't.
currently
Thank
working
you.
on a show right now on a television
Can you mention
show.
it? Can you
Man
say
with
what
a
it
Plan.
is or no?
Yeah, it's no big secret. It's called Man with a Plan on CBS.
CBS,
Very
yeah.
nice.
On Monday nights, typically, we're about to start airing soon. I think
Okay.
it's with Matt LeBlanc. from
Nice.
Friends.
Heard of him?
Yeah.
Fantastic actor. I actually love him in
Episodes.
He's so good. I
love
felt
that
like that
show.
really. If you ever had a question about how good he was on Friends, I say watch episodes, and you'll be like, yeah, he's got it.
He's really
And then he's doing a
intuitive.
totally different character on this show, which is great, which is kind of an old
Yeah,
school
I play
dad.
more the dumb guy.
Right,
on
and
the
he
show.
plays like the old school dad who
Yeah.
who can't get with the new.
We own a construction company, but I'll tell you, sometimes we talk. I'll say, Matt, this because he's the executive producer. I said my character's really kind of dumb in this one. He goes, I made a lot of money playing dumb.
Can't really argue with that.
Can't argue with that.
I said, you see that from me too?
I'd like to see the same
Yeah.
return on the
See,
dumb
that's right.
investment. Okay,
And he said, I am literally the man with the plan. So
Yes.
listen to me.
That's
Listen to
right.
his
And
plan.
here you go. All right, Monday night, CBS.
Heck yeah.
Let's read some names, Daniel. You ready?
do
Yeah,
this.
dude.
Kevin Lammers.
Boom.
Laminate. Only to be followed by Kevin Finnegan.
Couple of Kevins. Dude.
Finnegan, you win again. Finnegan,
So
you've
two
done it
Kevins.
again.
Matthew Wendorf, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if that's the same Matt Wendorf that I went to high school with.
I want it to be.
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you
I
something.
genuinely don't know.
No one has ever used his first name. It's just Wendorf all the way.
the candied walnuts on a Wendorf salad is my favorite thing in the
Unbelievable.
world.
How about Corey Tavino, the Lee Trevino of Drip members?
David Christensen.
Corey Tavino. I'm playing Corey Tavino,
Golf,
Golden Tea.
Golden
Yep.
Tea. That's
You are?
fantastic. David Christensen. I feel like we got to shorten
David
it.
is a Jewish beginning to are name.
Could not be more
Christensen.
Christensen
I also
on
don't
the
know
end.
if that's the guy I know named Dave Christensen.
Maybe.
Guys, what if the drip is just full of people
Your
who
friends.
already are my friends and are going to become my friends?
Elise LeBlanc.
I loved you on Friends.
Don't
Elise
do
LeBlanc.
that one.
Sorry.
Naomi.
She'll be there for us.
She'll be there.
You know what I
Elise
love about
LeBlanc.
Naomi? No capital letters, one word.
That
She's
could be
Naomi.
Naomi Campbell. That could be
or
Naomi
just
Campbell.
like a future rock legend.
This I love.
I know. Try it.
I'm gonna do it.
How do you do it?
R
check
mark.
checkmark C all
Do you think it's a
Pollard.
name?
R check C all.
R check C all Pollard.
I wish somebody could see this and be like, "Oh yeah,
I love it.
they're just trying Pollard
Adam Shreve.
Port."
Nope.
Yep.
There's no
Shreve.
port. It's just Shreve.
It's not land. It's landlocked.
I love
It's a Shreveport
it's a
landlocked
Shreve.
situation.
Adam Shreve. How about Joel Prinster? Prinster is someone who pulls pranks, but
Yeah.
they're very tiny pranks on you. He's a
Right.
Prinster.
Laura Gianchetti
Yeah, Laura Giachetti.
sounds
Laura
like a name,
Giachetti.
like a Law and
Giachetti is
Order
the best.
character.
Have you tried it? Or the best pasta you've ever had? It's like tiny
It's like
little.
an orecchiette.
It's gnocchi stuffed into another. It's a Giachetti. Dan Haloti.
Holiday.
Holiday.
Dan Haloti,
Dan Haloti. Hello.
Christian David
Johnson. The third.
Sounds like a character that we would talk about in this show.
we have David Christensen, and now we have Christian David Johnson.
Boom.
I hope that keeps getting punched up.
I got this one. You ready for a long one?
Yeah.
You ready for a really long
Go
one?
for it.
Vin.
Vin.
That's it.
Now that's one of the nicknames for my brother. What
Vehicle
if that's
I-
my brother?
Vehicle ID
Vin
number?
is the highest level of a giver, and it really is. We appreciate that.
Thank
so
you,
much.
Vin. How about Josh Keogh?
The Ty Keogh of givers.
Ty Keogh, former soccer player for the St. Louis
I love
Steamers.
There should just be a podcast where you have a list of names.
And we just go
do
have
our
fun with it.
version.
Yeah, well, or you just you have different comics come in and see how they would say that name. Because I
Okay.
probably would say Josh Cow.
No, it's Keo. Because
I know you're right.
There was
You're
a guy.
more right than
well,
me.
there was a guy who played soccer
for the Steamers.
It's St. Louis Steamers named Ty Keo.
Clars.
Diana Rojek Skonard. Rojek Skonard is definitely a bookshelf at IKEA.
That's
either
this
that-
has to be Nordic, right?
It's the
Or
Rojek Skonard.
they're a Nordic cover band for Leonard Skinner.
There you go, Rojek Skonard.
I want to give a very specific double shout out to Vin and Diana
Thank
and
you.
Dan and Matthew. Those are pillars of the community and city council members
to all of
for
you,
Vin and Diana.
Look, here's the deal. Do you want us to play with your name on our show? There's one way to do it, and that's just to become a Drip member. We are trying to get up to 5,000. I think we can do it.
Yeah.
We're trying to get Jan Flato his money back. We're trying to make
Love
all
that
these.
Jay, you almost forgot his name.
I was going to try to get Jake Flato his money back.
No.
Dude, I don't care. The fact that Vin and Diana are going to get to do a story with us,
I
we're
can't
going to
wait.
find
Coolest
out.
thing ever.
Vin had better not have a last name, and
No.
then them, including Matt
If they want-
Windorf and Corey.
They may
and
not
Dan.
want to. If you want to, you don't have to. We're not going to force you to do it.
Matt
But-
Windorf can come to a meet and greet.
Hey,
He's a
man.
pillar of the community, so I'm going to get to find out if that's my friend.
So for all of you guys who have joined, thank you so much. And for all of you who will join, we will thank you when you do so.
Let's grow it like we've grown the Facebook page.
Grow
I know
it.
we can do it.
And
Grow
let's now
it.
get back into the show.
All right, here we go. It was sent in by one of three Jared Thornbergs on the internets.
Thanks,
Dude
buddy.
sends a lot
Sends
in.
a
Yeah,
lot
he
in.
does.
He's a
Yeah,
good dude.
He's good.
He's good. As far as
that
Kevin
Nealon
knows.
already knows. He's like, this
He's a
guy's good.
supplier.
He is.
At @00 negative is his handle.
Thanks, buddy.
He's, quote, the boy that lived. Jackson Gessel.
Jackson Gessel.
With an X, too. So you know he's destined to, like...
Jaxon.
Yeah.
Jackson,
Jackson. I would call him
Waxon.
Jackson.
If you name your kid that, you're just you want them to be in the X Games someday. Like every time I ever watch
Jackson
the X
Gessel?
Games and they're like showing the scores of it, every person has the most unique name I've
Or
never
a
seen.
regular name spelled in a stupid way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's always, but I'm like, did the name decide that this person was going to get into like BMX Super Jump?
Yep.
Like, how did this happen?
It's like Chris, but it's CHRIX.
P.
Queevin.
Yeah.
Nealon.
Jackson,
Kevin
Jack.
Nealon.
You know, my brother's nephew, his name Tucker.
Would that be your son?
No,
Oh, I get you.
it's yeah. And he went to brewing school in Munich or somewhere, and he came back and he got a job just recently at a brewery called Tucker, which is in Tucker, Georgia.
And
Really?
his
His
name
name
is
is
Tucker.
Tucker.
He works at Tucker, and he lives in Tucker.
He's trying to pull it all into one
That's
thing.
Mr.
He's
Destiny
really
right
trying.
there.
He's
Yeah.
looking for a wife named Tucker.
Is it Tucker Carlson?
It is.
It's not Tucker
No.
Carlson.
No.
Okay, good.
Jackson Gessel earned the Harry Potter moniker after he was attacked by a goat named Voldemort on Tuesday, the Desert News reported.
So a goat named Voldemort.
I'm going to show you a picture of Jackson Gessel, and he is exactly what you were picturing.
Jackson Gessel could be. Yeah.
Jackson.
Look at
Gessel.
Jackson Gessel.
Yeah,
Just
he's
a-
37.
Jackson Gessel his hair looks like the wind is constantly
that's
blowing.
like a whole look, right?
No matter that the wind is blowing or not, it is constantly blowing.
If you
from
told
back
me
to
he
front.
has like a lot of YouTube followers, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, of course he does.
Where does he live? It looks like he lives wherever he lives.
Yeah, he definitely lives wherever he lives. He has that look about him.
Definitely looks like he's from there.
No
This is
matter
from
where
the-
you say it, that's where he.
I don't know. This is from the New York Daily News. Oh, he's in Utah.
Okay.
Utah.
The 14-year-old boy-
Right? Did you see that? You saw that coming.
He's
Totally
definitely, he's, yeah.
Utalian.
That's
He
a
was
Utah
the 14-year-old
look.
was on his paper route in
I
Smith,
just love that guys still have paper routes.
Smithfield, Utah, before dawn when the animal approached him in the darkness. Gessel first thought the shadowy figure was a dog.
14 years old. I have a 13-year-old.
I'm going to show
I don't
you
know if I
guys-
would let her on a paper route.
He's
at, like-
14?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Would I let my
in
13?
Utah, in Smithfield, Utah?
I don't care. Would I let my 13-year-old out on a paper route that where
In the
it's
dark.
so early in the morning that it's dark
Yeah,
out?
and when the goats come out.
When the goats are out.
Yeah.
And we're talking about prime goat out.
Just depends on the time of year, doesn't it? As to how dark it
guess.
is.
The
at what
goats
time.
feed at that time. That's their feeding time.
3 in the
is.
morning?
Wow.
That was when it made a weird noise. This
The
is
goats are
figure.
hunting at that moment.
he
When
thought
the
it was
goats
a
come
dog.
out, you better be running.
Kind of like a grunting noise.
What was that old R&B song, The Goats Come Out at Night?
I'm like, what the heck is that? Now I'm going to show you guys a picture of this goat. And
Is
as
it
far
the
as I can tell,
meanest-
it is not a stock photo. But this is the goofiest looking goat I've ever seen in my life.
So it's just funny. It's
And
a
if
character.
it approached you in the middle of the night or early morning, before morning, pre-dawn hours.
So I'm a big fan of
You
Wallace
would be-
and Gromit, Nick
would be
Park. Did
scared.
you like those Nick Park claymation movies? Is this like this could be a Nick Park character? Is what you're saying?
I don't even think it. I have a hard time believing it's real.
Talking
But I
about
think
Shaun
it
the
is.
Sheep?
Ready
Yeah,
to see
Shaun
this
the
goat?
Let's see it.
What's going on with this goat?
He's
Crazy.
drunk and he's crazy.
Have
That
you
is
ever seen a goat in person? Their eyes are so screwy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
crazy eyes?
Look at this scary ass. That would
He's
scare
got
the
a
shit out of
tongue
me.
out and eyes all askew.
It's the eyes that are askew that's a big thing.
He definitely looks dizzy.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you
Dizzy
see the
guy.
witch?
No.
There's a goat, a black goat in that too, which is also scary.
Scary.
Yeah, I think it's Black Phillip.
By the way, if this thing came
This is
after you-
Voldemort, guys. Yeah, if that king found you in the middle of the night, wouldn't you? Or like you'd be like, "Oh no!"
By the way, in the middle of the night, you can't see it except like two
but wait a
crazy
second.
eyes
Wait
going
a
every
second.
which way.
So someone, if this goat has a name, that means someone
Voldemort.
owns it.
Yeah.
So that means they are not keeping good care of it if it's
Yeah,
allowed to be
it's not
out
outside.
in the world.
It made a weird noise, kind of like a grunting, and I'm like, "What the heck is that?" Gessel claims Voldemort headbutted him off his bike and then trampled him. Yes.
Like
Was it
that.
his bike?
Yeah.
Is that why he got
It was
him off?
Voldemort's bike? Yeah. It's my bike, man.
It was
It's
stealing his bike.
Voldemort's now.
Yeah. bike.
My bike.
It just freaked me out when it stood up on its hind legs. It wrapped its front legs around me and pulled me off. So it pulled him off the bike. You're right, Kevin. It did want this goddamn
did
bike.
want the bike.
Yeah.
And by the way, it could put two hooves on the front handlebars and still pedal with the back hooves.
Well, you know,
Oh.
goats are climbers.
They are climbers. Jackson dashed up a nearby tree where he hid from the animal, which allegedly began terrorizing other passerbys. What are people doing in the morning in Utah that they're
don't
walking
know.
around? Other passerbys pre-dawn hours?
There should be no other passersby.
I'm going to ask you guys, how long do you think the goat terrorized people? It says right here. It terrorized other passerbys for about, and then it gives an amount of time.
So what time is this in the morning exactly?
I guess
This is
it's
pre-dawn.
It's dark.
Pre-dawn.
So it's like maybe like
6 or
5:30, 6
5:30.
Yeah,
o'clock.
yeah.
I'm going to say until the sun came up.
Which would be how
2 in
long?
the afternoon in Utah. Yeah, because the mountains.
it's sucked in the mouth. Okay, so 6 to 2. So you're saying a few hours. All right.
No, I would say he terrorized them for about 24 minutes.
Okay. All right.
I say an hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
I'd say 2 hours.
Okay.
2 hours. This goat is
This
just
guy's
been
in the
going.
tree for the whole time. too.
I think you're right because it probably didn't get light for a while.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't ask that
I'm gonna
question
say
if
an
it
hour.
didn't seem so
Yeah.
absurd
Okay,
how
so
long
Randy
it was.
says 2. Jason says 1.
He said
24
minutes.
One of you
Oh my God.
is exactly right.
So now I get to play
Kevin
again.
Nealon,
Kevin.
would you like to guess who you think is right?
You said how
I
many?
said 2. Jason said 1.
2 hours and 1 hour.
I said 1 hour. Randy said 2.
I'm going to say Jason.
Okay.
Okay. Jason says.
Oh, wait.
I'm
yeah.
right. I'm right.
Okay.
I
Randy
wanna-
says.
I think I'm right.
All right. The goat terrorized Jackson and other early morning passerbys
They deserve it for being up that early.
Passersby.
Passersby.
for approximately an hour.
Yes. Thank
Still
you.
got a piece of
Thank
it, Kevin.
you.
You still got a
You
piece
still
of it.
got a
Still got
piece.
it.
That
You
was
got
good.
it.
But I love that we got 2 right in this.
The
That's pretty
teen's
amazing.
parents, meanwhile, had reported the boy missing. They are not taking any chances.
Nope. No.
After he failed to return home from his paper route. Cops figured out where Jackson was when they got another call regarding a boy and a goat. Yeah, we got a boy and a goat down here. We're on our way.
We got a boy and a goat. too.
goat. Boy and a goat on so get a 617. What's that? Boy and a goat.
What is a 617?
That's boy and a goat.
How long's the goat been there?
Do we
I think
arrest
the
the goat?
goat's on the channel.
For our next question, can we ask how many wives the father had?
How many
is
One
wives-
of them is the goat.
Did the father.
does- How many moms does Jackson have?
He's got 3.
Marissa Benson, Voldemort's owner, said her pet's actions were out of character. If that goat looks like that all the time, everything's on the table. There's no out of character for
Animals
that dog.
don't have a character.
But here's the the truth of the matter is, like, how can you argue with that? It's not your goat. She's
Right.
basically laying out an argument that you can't argue with. What are you going to be like, no?
She went on to say he's really happy and plays with the kids. I've never had him chase my kids. Oh, you mean the people that he loves and knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's never bothered them at all.
Maybe he's in heat.
It's like when you go to your friend's house and you're like, I'm pretty sure your dog's going to try and bite me. And they're like, he likes everybody. I'm like, no, he likes
Paul
you
Tompkins.
guys.
Paul Tompkins.
He doesn't know
fine.
me.
And those hoofs are they're painful.
Oh, yes.
He's
I once got in
trampling
a
it.
fight with a goat.
You did?
Yeah. When I was a kid, somebody thought it would be funny for me to go in the goat pen at this farm, and they did not want me in there. I remember it like came hind legs, like both hooves come right to me, and I grabbed it by what would be its like ankles.
Dan, how old are you?
Probably 6.
Oh, my
You're
God.
quick.
Yeah.
That's pretty
And
good.
I tried to get
Now,
out
can
of
we
there
guess how
as
long
fast
you were in there?
Yes.
He just got out.
This morning. But Jackson maintains his fear is warranted despite
Yes.
what Benson
Dude,
says.
I believe this kid.
No kid climbs a tree
X-
for no reason.
X in his name
The
or none.
embarrassment in his life to share this story, like it's not
Sure.
like kids are going to
But you know
embrace
what?
him around the old high school.
If you get attacked by a goat that looks like that, you should have no embarrassment. That thing is scary.
you
That's a
shouldn't, but we
demon
all
goat.
know how kids are. High school kids.
I can't wait to put this goat
First of all, if
picture up.
you got any kind of animal attacking you and you've never climbed a tree before, you will have no problem climbing a tree.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
No, it said he dashed up the tree. I'm like, he probably never climbed the
Probably,
tree.
he probably ran without holding on to the tree, just horizontally, just up
straight
the
up.
tree.
I remember we were like TPing somebody's house in high school, and we were chased by the cops. And I've said it my whole life. I'm like, I've never jumped like a 10-foot fence the way I jumped that. When you've got motivation, you can do a
Hand
lot.
on the top, legs
Oh,
over
all the
like
way
you were an
over.
army
Yes.
commando.
I was TPing a guy's house once when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
the guy started chasing us, and he was really fast.
Yeah?
And my 3 friends, took one road, I took the other. He chose to follow me.
Oh, God.
He saw the weak link in the herd.
Oh, my God. He broke the one up.
He found out, and everything was dark. I ran behind a house, and it was so dark I couldn't see anything. I tripped on like a peg, and I fell in the grass. It was kind of wet, and I slid a little bit. And I thought he was right behind me, so I'm curled up in the fetal position like he's going to hit me.
Yeah.
And he found me. He picked me up by my shirt. He lifted me off the ground.
Oh, my
and
God.
right then, a little poop came out of my butt. It just pushed cotton, though. It didn't come all the way out. It just pushed cotton a little bit. And then I went right back inside.
He let you go?
No. He brought me
poop
home.
went
happened
back
to you?
inside.
The poop went back inside.
Oh, the
he
poop
brought me
inside.
home. He brought me home.
To his house or to your house?
I gave him a fake address, and he brought me in, and he told the guy that, your son has been doing, and I'm telling the guy,
Go along with it. Go along.
And what
no,
did I
he
say?
brought me home to my father. My father said, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." He said that we were throwing stones at his window, but we
Which is
weren't.
not
Oh,
true.
come
We
on.
were
Yeah.
just TPing.
Because now
his-
he's trying to justify him chasing kids
Right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
for
Yeah.
multiple blocks.
And I tried the tile thing with Scrabble, ding dong I had on there. It didn't work as well.
You forgot to write ditch.
So yeah, Jackson maintains his fear is warranted. People are just like, "Why are you scared of goats?" And I'm like, "That was a freaky goat. I
Yes.
think it was possessed or something." And having looked at the photo, is
I
it too
agree.
far
Yes,
wrong?
Goat, yeah.
Oh, that story too, guys.
Jeez Louise.
I can't wait for Townies to see what
And
this
the
goat
dumb
looks
person
like.
in that story is the woman who owns the goat. Like
Right.
her description of like, first of all, why is your goat out just
Your
roaming
goat
the
should
streets?
not ever easily get out.
Your
This
goat-
is like the woman. I mean, we used to do this bit at our act about if you just type into Google "woman who had," the first thing that comes up is face ripped off by a chimpanzee, which is more of a reflection of what Americans are searching for than anything else. That's what Google is. It just told
woman
you
who
right.
had
woman who had face ripped off
Right.
by
by
violently
That
ripped off.
chimpanzee now has her face.
No, he
took it.
It's like it's like an
Silence of the
an
Lambs.
update of the John
Face Off.
Travolta Nick
Face
Cage
Off.
movie.
I'd watch that as long as everybody was cool
Just a
with it.
chimp. No,
Yeah.
she ripped it off, and it's like
no, that's not okay.
so. But this woman, you can't treat your goat like it's an outdoor cat, which is like just
No,
come
you
at-
can't. I mean, goats are not really meant to be pets.
at
Agreed.
all.
It's
Neither
like
are
pigs,
monkeys.
maybe pigs or borderline.
Sure,
you know, 'cause they're
occasional.
smart.
like a
Pot
Vietnamese
belly.
potbelly.
Was this a
like
potbelly goat?
It's a potbelly
Yeah.
goat.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It was a Korean potbelly goat.
How? But the bone structure on a goat. Have you seen their bellies are so big on
They
the
go
bottom?
and they hang down, and then the shoulders always seem like scrunched up.
Yeah.
You got those prison shoulders.
Prison shoulders.
Yeah.
It's like watch out. Just look over your shoulder.
Yeah.
All right, there goes. Story 2 down in the
Story two.
books. All right, we come
Dan,
back.
can you tease us with what we have in story 3?
The cops tried to help a man, and he was determined to get arrested.
Okay, that's how we do it. Kevin Nealon's with us. We'll take a break. When we come back, more Dumb People Town.
Stick around, make a sound for more Dumb People Town.
Hey there, Adam Conover here. Humans Who Make Games is my podcast where I sit down with the people who created some of your favorite video games and have the kind of long-form personal conversation we so rarely get to hear. We talk about how they got into the industry, what their favorite games were growing up, and what it's like working in the trenches of this century's greatest new art form. This season, we've got a whole batch of new interviews for you. I talked to Kim Swift from Portal, Alex Preston from Hyperlight Drifter, Anna McGill from Control, and Alex Beecham from the game Outer Wilds. Whether you love video games or you just love learning more about other artists' creative process, I can guarantee you're going to love this podcast. So, you can get Season 2 of Humans Who Make Games wherever you get your podcasts. Take a listen.
Hey guys, welcome back to Dumb People Town.
Yep.
Nealon, are you doing
Any live shows? Yeah, for you. Are you on the road at all?
When is this airing?
This, I think,
in like a
in the next
week or
2
2
weeks.
weeks. Yeah.
I'll
What
be
do
in
you got?
Calgary
Nice.
at the end of next week.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, we'll probably miss that, but I hope the Calgary shows were good.
I'll be at the San Jose Improv
Nice.
at the end of
Great place.
November.
There we go.
That's
Let's go
one you
see
should
Nealon
see.
there.
If you haven't seen Nealon, he is
By the way, I heard
fantastic.
that. I heard that club is fantastic too. It's like a theater, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
like
it
a
is.
beautiful
It
kind
is
of
kinda.
theater.
Is that where Barrett recorded his one of
it
his
is.
specials?
I think it
And I
is.
will encourage people to check out, I can't remember whose episode it was, but other podcasts that I've heard you on where you tell the story of getting SNL when
Yeah.
Dana
Yeah,
keeps
yeah.
calling you from Lauren's house.
Yeah.
So
Did it
people-
on our
ours.
podcast.
Yeah, it's so good.
You were at a party. Didn't he call you? Or he
No.
called from a party? No, what was it?
You want me to tell you the story?
Yeah, just tell it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Why not?
So Dana was up for SNL that summer, along with Jan Hooks, who I used to date. I was dating at the time, and we'd been friends for a long time. It was one of those relationships where we were friends for like 6 years, and then we started dating.
Yes.
Pretty tantalizing. And she was up for the show, too. I was happy for both of them. I was very excited. I was reading Backstage Live. And then Dana goes to New York that summer to get ready for that fall, to be his first year on it. And I got a call from him out of nowhere. He goes, "Kev, I'm out at Lorne Michaels' house. Guess who's in the kitchen? Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd." I said, "You're kidding me." He goes, "No." Anyway, Lauren's looking for one more cast member. I told him about you, and I think he's going to want to see your tapes. I said, "Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd are in the kitchen?" Because I wasn't even listening to other stuff. You know what I mean?
Which is also a healthy way to handle that. 'Cause
That's great.
Yeah. I mean, I knew I would
too
never
much.
get on that
Yeah.
show
Right,
because I'm not a sketch player. I don't do accents or characters. I was just a
Stand-up.
comic, a
Yeah.
really good stand-up comic.
One of the
Great
best
stand-up.
around.
Yeah,
One of the
yeah.
best. Come see him at the San Jose Improv.
So I sent my tapes in, not thinking anything of it. And the next thing I know, I get a call from Dana. "Hey, Kev, I'm back at Lorne Michaels' house in the back bedroom. Guess who's in the kitchen? Steve Martin." I said, "You're kidding me."
No way.
Anyway, Lauren loved your tapes. They, I think they're going to fly you in for an audition. I said, "Steve Martin's in the kitchen?" So next thing I know, I'm flying into New York for this
Are you
audition.
nervous at that point?
No, because
you
I knew
said
I'd
you-
never get it.
Right. That's it.
It's a free trip to New York for me. Everybody else on the plane, though, and everybody else on the plane was auditioning for that same role.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
And they were nervous, they're pacing and sweating, and these are professionals too,
Right.
These
Yeah,
are
these are
the
sketch players.
Groundlings in
Yes.
Second City.
So you went in there for the actual audition where
So
you're like,
yeah, I go
no
to 30
way.
Rock.
Yeah.
I go to Studio 8H where they tape
Film
the
the
show.
show.
And I do my audition, a little stand up, and some characters Dana and I would fool around with in the driveway.
Do you
We
remember
shared
what they
the house.
were? Do you remember?
Yeah.
And did any
Yeah.
of them ultimately make it on the show?
Yeah.
What was it?
One was a couple of Sammys. We were. This was like a precursor to Wayne's World. We would sit down in the basement. We had on these like Cubs jerseys, I think it was, and we'd be watching TV, eating Chinese food, and we were just big planners. We say, "You know what I'm gonna do with something one day, Sammy?" We're both called Sammy. To this day, Dennis Miller still calls me Sammy. He goes, "You know what I want to do one day, Sammy? What's that, Sammy? One day, I want to get a boat. I want to build a boat, and I want to just sail it around the world, and I want to stop and who am I kidding? That's another thing I'm never gonna do. Yeah. Give me some of that dim squat squat by Sammy. So we both exchanged. The other one was these two porno guys that were in the makeup chair. And we were just, small talk. Hey, what did you do last night? Well, I went down to the movie. And then occasionally we give advice to our fluffers as they're putting makeup on. Hey, put some pinstripes on the side of that, darling. So, just make it nice for the people. Everything's make it nice for the people. So anyway, so we got back from dinner last night. And I tell you, put some sparkles just around the genitals right there. Just
Make it nice for the
make it a little target for the camera, So those two guys. So anyway, so I fly and I do the audition, and And I go back to
When you
LA.
walked out of there, were you like, not going to get it? Or were you
I had
like,
no idea.
Were you like, I'm happy with what I did? At least I did what I wanted to do.
I did all I could do, and it was fun to see that studio and be in New York. And I flew home, and 2
Great
weeks later,
attitude.
I'm
Great
sitting in front of Lorne Michaels in a high rise in New York, in Beverly Hills, and he's offering me a job on SNL. I said, "Let me think about it over the weekend." 'Cause that's the way I roll.
Did you really?
That's the way I negotiate and get
Yes.
things. You know? How do you
Smart.
think I got to this podcast?
I don't know.
It's a Tuesday, and you're like, let me think about it over the weekend.
weekend,
That
like,
is
wow,
6 days.
Wow, that's a long
No,
time.
yeah, and then he saw right through. He goes, "Well, you think about it over the weekend. We'll see you in New York on Monday."
Exactly.
So the next thing I know, I'm out at Lorne Michaels' house in New York, and I get a call from Dana. Kev, I'm back out at Lorne Michaels' house in the back bedroom. Guess who's in the kitchen? I said, I'm in the kitchen now, tough guy.
That's the best.
But you know what I learned from that is, if you show up, you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
You got to show up.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't always work out. Look at O.J. Simpson showed up for memorabilia.
showed
It
up a
didn't
lot.
work out.
Showed up a lot.
That did not work
Did
out.
not
Showed
work
up
out.
a lot.
Yeah.
Who did you share an office, or who did you share offices
Dana
with?
Carvey and I shared for a while.
Yeah.
I was next door to Phil Hartman.
Yeah.
And Phil was amazing. We all know Phil, what he can do, but he was an interesting guy. He was like a Renaissance man. Seems like every 4 weeks or 3 weeks, he'd have a new interest. And his whole office would be like about oil painting. He'd have an easel there, oil painting.
No way.
The next time it would be like airplanes. He'd have,
Model
he's getting
airplane?
No, he's getting his license.
Oh,
so he's got
license.
books everywhere.
Yeah.
Or
Really?
a guitar. The next week it's guitar, electric guitar, and he's learning the blues,
Did it keep him sane, or it just gave him something else to think about, or
I
was
think
that just who he was?
I think that's who he was. He just liked, he had a lot of interest in things,
And you did not.
No, I just kind of lived off of him.
Yeah.
I will say what's amazing about him is that my son is just watching The Simpsons now, and every time any character he does comes on, he loves it so much, and you understand like how that just translates to everyone all the
Yeah.
time. What a huge
Yeah.
thing. And I love that story. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
awesome story.
absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Are we bringing it home?
For sure.
All right.
This was sent in by Andrew Otupalik at Real Deal Andy O.
Normally, Dan, I say you do not pronounce anybody's name correctly. I think you nailed that. I haven't even read it, but I'm just going to say you nailed it.
She's as sweet as Otupalik honey.
That's good.
That is.
You can have that, Jay.
Just like
She's,
honey,
she's an
baby.
angel. She's an angel.
A man who hitched a ride in the backseat of a police cruiser late Wednesday.
Stop. How do you do that?
Hitch a ride?
How do you hitch a ride?
So the
know.
police are
It's
doing.
got to be illegal.
No.
That cop should have been arrested.
He should have been arrested.
No, the police are inside doing their police work, and they leave the door open, which that's happened in the past.
Sure.
You get into
in.
the car and lay down. So if they're not making any arrests, they're going to drive on.
Stowaway style.
Yeah.
He hitched a ride, quote unquote.
Hitching a ride. Remember that song?
I remember
Ride,
Boss.
ride, ride.
Let
Hitch
it
a ride.
Yeah, hell
Dun,
yeah.
dun, up, the sun
It
goes down. Hitching a ride.
Fuck yeah, it's a great song.
Hitching a ride. Ride, ride, ride. Hitching a ride.
I think that's the only words in the whole song, but that's so
I thought you were
good.
doing Boston Gonna Hitch a Ride.
Gonna hitch a ride, head for the other side. Anyway.
You'll get all those hits
Lay it
and
on.
more.
And more.
On this
And
episode,
they called it
Puppy Love. A man who hitched a ride in the backseat of a police cruiser
Don't
late.
walk away, Renee.
That's a good one. You back. You won't see me follow you back home,
yeah.
which is like not okay.
Hey,
I'm
some of those
glad.
songs back then, like
Thank
"Young Girl, Get Out of My Mind."
It's like-
My love for you is way out of line. Better run, girl. He's telling her to run.
It's
Yeah.
like,
I am a predator.
He's a pedophile.
Get
Yes.
away from me.
Better run, girl, 500 feet.
Oh, like even the song, was somebody telling us? Or was
She's
it
only
Brandy? The song Brandy is
17.
just about a girl
You're a
working
fine
in
girl.
She's working in a gay bar. She doesn't even know it. None of these men want to be with her. They're like, listen, Brandy, my love, my life, my lady's the sea. It's
Yeah.
not you, Brandy.
Semen. I'm into
Right.
semen.
I'm into semen.
Yes.
See, Jason and Randy have no idea because they're younger than us. Or
I
you
know.
know all about.
I
Maybe
know.
you're not that old, but you.
No, but you know.
Oh,
Dan, you're
I
an
run
old
deep.
soul. You're
I
an old
run
soul.
deep.
Yeah.
I knew all the words to These Eyes before it was used in the movie Super Bad. I was like, well, there goes me knowing something
Eyes.
other people don't know.
These eyes.
Have seen a lot of
Guess
love, but they're never gonna see
seen
another
a
love like I had with you.
Ba, 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 ba.
These eyes.
Ah, crying.
I cry.
Oh, it's
These
such a
eyes,
good
have seen a lot of
song.
love.
That's the Guess Who, I think.
That is the Guess Who.
Yeah.
We always said we wanted to be in a
Guess Who cover band called That's Who.
Yeah.
That's a Nealon joke. That is such a Nealon joke.
Why would you say that?
I don't know. Because you can sell that and get a huge laugh on it. We can never get a laugh on
Every
it.
time somebody comes up with a corny joke, that's a Nealon joke.
No,
That's not corny.
no, because you can twist it and sell it as alt and funny, and we just can't do it.
You could tell that joke, Nealon, while you're reaching into your pocket, like fishing something out, and
An
it's just
aside.
it's like an aside, and
Aside.
it just is like.
Here's my favorite Nealon joke. I met my wife at a costume party. She came as a Slinky. That was her costume.
Yeah.
You know, I think she made it herself, but I thought it was pretty creative, you know. But I remember the first time I saw her, oh my God, she was coming down the stairs. She's taking 2 at a time. She's pretty good.
You're right. You're right.
Nealon! So
It's a
good.
Nealon. That's
So
a
good.
classic Nealon.
Right
So-
in Halloween season.
He's in the back of a police cruiser late Wednesday when he ends up finding himself in the right place to be arrested. The officer found the man stumbling and apparently intoxicated near 17th and A Streets shortly before midnight. Where you going, man? Go away. Nothing.
Nowhere.
I didn't
Tuesday.
ask. Nothing is not the answer. The man told the officer he was trying to get to his brother's home a few blocks away. So the officer
By the way, he's
offered-
walking, so that's not
Smart.
driving
Right.
his
Not
vehicle.
driving.
He's not doing
It's
anything.
around midnight, 17th and A Streets. The officer offered him a safe ride home.
That's nice.
Very.
This is all
Very
By
very
the way,
nice.
I know that area. It's down by the meat market district.
Yeah,
It is.
Is it down by B? Is that B? Is
No,
B
it's
down?
17th and A.
Oh, okay.
When the officer, so he gets him in the car. He goes, "Come on, man, I'll give you a ride." All right, I'm going to my brother's. He's like, "Are you mad?
You don't have to
You're
yell.
mad
Yeah,
at his
be
brother."
yelling. No.
Yeah.
Was it Foster Brooks?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Brother.
Crimson and clover. Okay, so anyway, I'll just keep
Crystal
going.
blue persuasion.
We can do them all, man. I'll sing "Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town." I don't care.
You don't care. Dan, you don't give a damn.
I don't care. Okay.
I don't care.
So then he gets him in the car.
Yep.
He's driving him to his brother's place. The guy is drunk. That's when the officer heard the crack of a can open in the back seat.
Oh, God.
The man told him to stop, but he continued to drink his hurricane malt liquor as the officer drove. You get in a cop
Are you not
car.
allowed to drink it? I don't
You can't.
understand.
Well,
You can't open-
Missouri is open container, so this is why you might not. In Missouri, you can be the passenger and drink
What's
all you
wrong
want.
with- he's
but
not
in other
driving.
states in this union, you
can't
cannot
have an open container.
In
container
Louisiana,
a car.
in Louisiana, we were having a pre-show drink with a friend of ours before we were having him drive us to our show. We're like, "Hey, man, we got to leave," and he's like, "Okay, I'm going to go
Hang on
grab
one second.
a beer."
And
He
the waiter
orders
comes in,
another
orders-
beer.
We're like, "Dude, we got to leave. You can't drink
He's like,
it."
"Oh, I know," and then he pours it in a plastic cup, and he's like, "All right, let's get out of here."
What state?
This is in Louisiana.
I know.
New
I
Orleans.
forgot too. When I
Puts
was,
it in his minivan, moves some kids' toys out, puts it right in the middle console, and he's like, "This is my to-go cup." And we were like, "What the fuck are
How
you
are you
doing?
allowed to do that?
crazy.
That is insanity."
See, when I was just in Louisiana for my tour, I did the same thing. I had, they had like a patio outside, and they had the door guy by the door between obviously the bar and the patio. And so I'm walking out with my beer, and I'm like, I'm just going right here to the thing. And my buddy, who's doing the tour with me, Andrew, he was like, "What?" And I'm like,
Doesn't
"Well, I
matter.
just would let him know where I'm going." He's like, "Dude, we're in Louisiana. You can
take it anywhere.
Because I was, and there were cops right there. I was like, he's like, "We can just go wherever you want with that liquor. It doesn't matter at all in this state."
They're
I'm
like, no law.
It's like Louisiana is one giant outdoor bar.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that's
yeah.
what New Orleans is.
Yeah.
It's like one Wi-Fi hotspot.
Our favorite game in New Orleans was what was it? Drunk or hurt?
injured.
Drunk or injured.
Drunk or injured.
Because you get around like 4 a.m, you see a lot of people limping.
Is he
You're like,
drunk or is he limping? I don't know.
Was he shot? Was he stabbed? I don't know.
When the officer told him to stop drinking the beer, the man said, quote, "Guess you should have cuffed me." So he's back there now
challenge.
challenging
Now
the cop.
he's challenging
to
him.
be like, "It's kind of on you. You don't want me drinking a beer. Why'd you cuff me?" He's like, "Because you weren't under arrest."
But the truth of the matter is, he should have cuffed him.
He should have.
Yeah, but
The guy's right.
For what?
Drunk
He
in
was
public, I guess.
He offered to
Public
take him
drunkenness.
somewhere, though. You can't
drunkenness.
you can't cuff a guy.
the man.
He didn't have like a lip tattoo on his cheek.
I know that Lumina.
Show me the Scrabble tiles.
The man was cited on suspicion of having an open alcohol container and consuming alcohol in
Suspicion.
public.
Yeah,
I know.
suspicion.
And when no one was at home at the address the man gave his brother, the officer took him to the detox. I'm going to ask you guys, it'll be our last guessing game of this episode. How old do you think the man was?
Stumbling
Was
around.
offered a ride home, trying to get to his brother's, then started drinking malt liquor in the back of a police cruiser.
Too much fun leaves marks in life. Living hard, you'll pay the price. Who is gonna get it right? Guess the age. Guess the age.
Kevin, what do you
Kevin,
think?
you can go first, Tig, or third.
Well, here's my analysis of this. He's been drinking for a while.
Yep.
Or he's new to drinking and he can't control himself. And,
He
know,
might be
also
young.
fair.
He might be
but
really
it sounds like he's been drinking for many years.
Decades.
Because, to get into a cop car,
continuously.
and then start drinking.
yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say 51.
51 years old from Kevin Nealon. Jason or Randy
I was
Sklar
gonna
for
go
this
old,
round
too.
of Guess the AG.
I'm saying 57.
57 from Jason Sklar.
I think he's 43, but about to die.
43
Never going to see 50.
from Randy.
No.
He does not. He does not end up on the other side of 50.
The
No
man
way.
drinking Hurricane malt liquor, which is something I've never even
which
heard
sounds very
51, 43, 57.
of. Yes.
Randy said 43.
Got a free ride home wherever he wanted to go. Didn't even have to call an Uber from a cop. Then decided to drink in his car.
An older guy, they probably would be more apt to give him a ride home.
Yep.
Maybe a lot older than 50s.
70.
Get your answers in now, Tony, because the man is 38 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Randy.
I'll
take it. I'll take it. I was.
He might have
Five.
looked like, but he might have been 38 and looked like he was 51. So I'm giving Kevin the benefit.
How happy was his brother that he didn't come home?
Thank you.
So
You guys took him to detox? We've been trying to do that for years.
This
guess I'll
worked
eat all
out.
this pizza myself.
Thank you very much. Works out.
38.
Yeah.
Jeez.
38.
38. You should come on, dude.
We've
Try
all
to
made
be
bad
nice to you.
decisions. We've all made
38 is drunken 51. Can we at least say that?
Well, yeah, if you're that
I
drunk.
think, the question also is, does he have a family?
Yeah.
Probably not.
38, he could be a
What city was
grandfather.
this?
That he speaks to?
38, he could be a grandfather.
What city was it?
It doesn't say.
It's like just
this was
7.
from. It was www.hometownsource.com.
It's probably a smaller
Elk River.
smaller city.
More
Oh,
rural.
Elk River?
Elk River was the other guy.
Elk River was the other.
Was?
Elk River was the
Look,
Lumina
thank
guy.
you guys. It's from the New York. Nope, that's old too.
It sounds like it's a small town somewhere.
Small town where the cop kind of knows.
The Journal Star.
So here's what we were saying about this. The old days, there used to be one drunk guy in the town. That was the town drunk.
Yeah.
Right.
Now there's like the town.
Watch out for him, everybody. Make sure he doesn't sleep this way because you don't want him to. Everybody kind of looks up. Now everybody's the town drunk.
They're all, yeah.
Everybody is the town drunk.
You got the town sober guy who's like, I
can't
can't
wanna-
relate to these
I
people
can't stop
anymore.
driving.
You know, I think one of the funniest shows is, I haven't seen it in a while, but what's it called? Crime's Gone Wrong.
No, I've
You
never
heard
heard of
that?
this.
No.
Oh, it's
What
the
is it?
best. It's guys that come in to rob a store or something, and they drop their gun, and then the clerk jumps over to grab, and they run out of there like
Right?
crazy.
It's like the Scrabble.
good.
It's the Scrabble tile. That
Scrabble
should make it
tile.
on there.
Oh, man.
It's so
Crime
funny.
has gone wrong.
I think it's Nebraska.
Okay,
I think
there you
we're
go.
Elk Grove,
He was
Nebraska.
right. He was right.
sense.
Kevin Nealon, thank you so much. Again, Mondays on CBS. Man with a Plan.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. I'm so happy you were able to stop by and made time for us. We love you, and we'll have you back on again, right?
Heck yeah.
And oh
Yeah,
shit,
of
we got to
course.
get back to work.
And hopefully I'll still be legendary by then.
You will be.
Definitely will.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down. It's Dumb People Town.
It's a good show.